Hey, what's going on, guys? We got a new PTR patch, and with it brings massive Witch Doctor buffs. So today we're going to go over the changes, and I'm going to showcase a speed build for each Crucible ability. Now, Gargantuans are not casting Locust Swarm anymore. That ability has been completely reworked, so that build, unfortunately, is dead. But don't worry too much. With the new Crucible abilities, a ton of new speed builds will emerge. So first up, we've got a completely reworked ability. Now, this was the one that Haunt every 5 seconds would pull enemies in. It was basically broken, didn't really work. It is now absolutely insane and can pretty much be used in just about every Witch Doctor build if you want to. So the effect reads, enemies affected by Locust Swarm are also haunted. When you cast Piranhas, all haunted enemies within 60 yards are pulled into the pool. A lesser enemy stunned by Bogadile is instantly killed. Elites and bosses stunned by Bogadile take massive damage. So first up, this pixel stacks, and it is ridiculous. It is one of the most powerful things I've ever seen, probably the most powerful thing Witch Doctor has ever seen. It's really insane. It can be used in every pushing build just about. I mean, you're probably not going to run it in Carnival, but that's really the only one. It's also extremely good for speed builds. So the build you're going to see in the background here is a LOD speed build. So everything that's getting Locust Swarmed is also getting haunted. And we're buffing that damage with the Legacy of Dreams gem. This will also make a really solid Jade Harvester speed build for T16 as well. Unfortunately, Jade Harvester still doesn't have the damage to really push greater rifts, but for T16 and lower level GRs, it'll be really quick. One thing to note currently is that the Bogadile is bugged, and so you're going to see a lot of really high clears on the leaderboards, a bunch of 150s, and that is because the Bogadile is one-shotting Rift Guardians, one-shotting yellow mobs. So that's what's going on there. That will obviously get fixed. And I would imagine that the pool radius on this will probably get toned down a bit. Although we do have the Whirlwind Barbarian pulling the entire map still. So maybe not. I'll showcase the Jade Harvester speed build in a separate video. But for now, enjoy the Legacy of Dreams. There's also probably potential for a Z DPS Witch Doctor for groups with this ability. That is not something that I've tested whatsoever, though. Next up, we have the Pet Crucible rework. It reads, you summon 2 Gargantuans and 3 Zombie Dogs periodically. Gargantuans gain the effect of the Restless Giant rune. Zombie Dogs gain the effect of all runes. Enemies hit by sacrifice are immolated, causing them to take 100% more damage from your pets. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. With the Short Man's Finger, you're able to have 6 Gargantuans out at the same time, which is really awesome, but I still feel like Helltooth needs some love, or the Gargantuans need to be dealing more damage. This will definitely push Helltooth higher in Greater Rift pushing, but I still don't really like the playstyle personally. I think we need a lower cooldown on Gargantuan or no cooldown at all, or a way to direct them to attack the target that we want. And the extra damage from Sacrifice is great. More damage is always good. But the issue with Helltooth currently is that we have just one too many abilities that we want to use, so something has to give when we have to drop something like potentially Paranado, or we have to try to run Wormwood in the cube, and we drop a really good other benefit from a weapon. So for pushing in its current form, it's not my favorite, but I'll tell you for speed running, it's actually pretty great. So you'll be able to do a few things. The old Helltooth chicken build, just running around as a chicken with your pets in T16 and lower level GRs, will be better than ever. And then there's also a version that you can use for speedrunning GRs. 100 to 115 probably is where it will cap out with High Paragon. So overall, I really like the changes. To be honest, I don't think that we need Helltooth to be the pushing build. I know a lot of people would like that. I don't personally care. I'd like that we have a speed build with Helltooth, with Gargs right now. That's more enjoyable to me, and having Helltooth chicken back as well, I think is great. So great job, Blizzard, on this so far. Still could use some tweaks, but it's getting there. Next up, we have the Horrify Crucible effect. So this is exactly the same, except that they buffed the damage. So it reads, Horrify becomes an aura that causes enemies to receive 100% more damage and deal 15% less damage in addition to its other effects. So this was just a 15% damage increase, so this got tremendously buffed. And again, this can be used in basically every build. I mean, the majority of builds can either fit Horrify in or already run Horrify. But it definitely has a lot of applications for speed builds. So in the background here, you can see a Spirit Barrage T16 build that, I mean, is just extremely fast. It may be the fastest T16 build. I think there's going to be a few builds that are kind of vying for that this season for Witch Doctor, which is awesome. I mean, that's great. We have some variety there. So we can decide what we want to play for T16 or for lower level greater rifts. This is definitely a really fast one. Tons of movement speed, tons of damage. Yeah. And so kind of the suite that you can fit into any speed build is the Rochelle's Ring of Larceny with this Horrify Crucible effect, where you just basically always have 80% movement speed up with Horrify Stalker, and then the effect when you fear something getting extra movement speed from the ring. Really solid overall. Still kind of boring, but it's powerful now at least. Before it really wasn't. Overall, I think this patch was better than what I expected. I didn't think that we'd actually get our Crucible effects completely reworked and changed like this. That seemed a little bit too risky for Blizzard to do at this point in the PTR, but they did it. And overall, big upgrades. Kind of sad that the Helltooth Locust Swarm build is gone now, but you know, it is what it is. We still get a ton of speed builds out of this and some really cool, powerful abilities. So watch out for more videos. In the coming week, I'll be doing a lot of testing and recording some speed builds and some pushing builds and that kind of stuff too. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.